Hey there, everybody. This is Adam Zundel with College Soccer News. Pleased to be joined by the head coach at Syracuse, Ian McIntyre. Coach, how are you doing today?
Great, thank you. Thank you for having me on.
No problem. Congratulations on a great season. I know you got a lot of work ahead of you. I'm curious to know if you could kind of characterize how your team has gotten better from the start of the season to right now, even though you've got the wins, to your credit.
Yeah, it's been a fantastic season. Really got a good group that have worked very hard. It's certainly momentum has built throughout the year, but we were also fortunate to have a fast start, to be tested very early in some difficult environments down at St. John's, Rutgers, even Akron pre-season. And it's slowly built momentum, but we've also got a lot of players returning from last year, and that's a benefit from being able to play together in the spring, and then obviously you try to transfer that into the full season.
Being left out of the tournament last year, does that play a role in the team's motivation, or was this a new year? I know you said you had a lot of the returners, but did that have any role into maybe kind of spurring them on a little bit?
Well, last season finished at Wake Forest with a 4-1 defeat, and so it's immediate. It's disappointing. They're emotional times. We had everyone returning. We added a couple of pieces in January, and that has helped us. But this is a group. Our seniors are talented, but they've also been thrown in the deep end. Is a group that won, I think, 3 games its first year, and so they've been through the full gamut. They know the difficulties. They also fully appreciate how tough it is to win college soccer matches. So they've enjoyed stringing a few together this year.
You maybe have alluded to it already, but beyond some of the pieces and the talent that you have, because you obviously go against some talent as well. Maybe what is some intangible or multiple intangibles that have helped you be successful this year?
We're a very honest, hard-working group that we've left it kind of all out there. I know there's some cliches in there, but it's a group that has, since we grew up our freshmen from last year that's very talented, and now sophomores. That senior group, there's always an urgency when you see a finishing line for your college career. So those guys have been. We refer to them as our cultural architects. They're leading on and off the field, and we've made it difficult for teams, but we've also created a lot of chances going forward. So and it's a group. We've got some. We've got a real tough game will come up on Sunday, but I feel that we've been tested against some outstanding programs this year.
Yeah, only allowing 2 goals in a game twice this season. You're locking down opponents, which is kind of the way that the tournament goes. You see a lot of tight games in the NCAA Tournament. Tell me about the advantage of being in those kinds of games.
Well, it's a simple game if you score more than the other team, and with limited opportunities. Obviously, Alex is getting, and rightly so, a lot of credit this year. He's been magnificent, but he'll be the first to say that. He's getting a lot of help in front of him. That starts from our front guys. They work very hard to put pressure on the ball as soon as we can, and to win the ball high up the pitch. And if we can do that, I think we've got some talented players that can ask some questions of opponents. But certainly we've got an experienced defensive group that have played very well.
Tell me a little bit about the variety of styles that you've seen that helps you now prepare for the tournament.
Yeah, we've had not just environments, but as you allude to, Adam, some different styles. When you go to Stores, Connecticut, and you play UConn, you're playing a certain style. When you go and play Coach Mazur's team at, which I think is one of the toughest environments to play down at Belson, to go on the road to Clemson, who are a wonderful team this year. There's a variety of different tests we've had. Once again, it started with us growing in confidence with a couple of pre-season teams playing Hartwick and Akron that are both in the tournament this week. So there's a variety, and the wonderful thing about the ACC, it's not just great players, not just great coaches, but there's a variety of different ways that the game's played. So ensuring that you're physically up for the challenges, tactically making sure. You saw the ACC Final Four this past weekend. There was a variety of different styles on display and some wonderful teams.
You talked about it just a little bit, your reaction to the draw. Obviously, a lot of emotion possibly there, and some good feelings there. A little bit about the draw.
I think we're new at this, and so I think sometimes we forget. This is only the third time we've made it. The '84 team, that was a special team here, actually played Hartwick in the first round of the national tournament. We got on a run a couple of years ago. So anytime you see your school's name pop up on the screen, it's a special time. And for our kids, that was. I know this was a little bit different than a couple of years ago because we felt very comfortable that we were gonna be playing this week. But just all around the country, that's what makes college athletics so special. When a group of athletes and their coaches get together and you see your name pop up, and then obviously you worry about who you're playing. And we've certainly got some storylines with our potential matchup on Sunday.
Yeah, well, first, before we get to that, tell me a little bit about the little thank you that you're giving the students there.
Oh, no, we have a fun place to play and watch games, and we've got a knowledgeable, passionate soccer community here. I think any opposing team that's come in has probably enjoyed the experience, and you're getting better from coaches certainly, but players. You want to host college postseason games. So we feel very fortunate to have the opportunity this weekend, and we've had a great student body that have come out, and I know it probably won't be 75 degrees on Sunday. So just to say a little thank you, hopefully to get some of our students to the game. Now we go on break, but I also know that there'll be a number of our SU fans sticking around to come out and cheer us on.
Yeah, you guys are tough up there. You're used to this kind of weather. You guys will make.
I'm getting old. I'm starting to feel the cold. So I think it's going to be 27 degrees at practice today. So coach will certainly be layering up.
That's good. You talked about some of the storylines, and either way, it's going to be, as I've always said, everybody's good now. It's not like there's any easy route, any preferred opponent. But, both teams really very difficult. Penn State, my goodness, was ranked, number 1 or in the top 5 for a portion of the year. So tell me a little bit about your potential opponents.
Well, any team you're playing against is either a champion, they're also elite team, and most times both. Now, certainly the Hartwick connections it's an easy storyline there. As a former coach, a former player there, but we know Penn State have a tremendous amount of respect from our Hartwick days as well. Penn State through the years have and continue to be one of the elite programs in the country. And when you think of NCAA tournament soccer, you think of Coach Warming and what he's accomplished. He's one of the best. So either way, we're either going to have a homecoming of sorts, and I'm sure a lot of people will be traveling up from Onion to New York, or we're going to have a very difficult tie. I think, as you said, this is a team that was, I think, 10-0-1 to start the season, one of the last teams that was still undefeated. So we realised that we've got a difficult matchup if Penn State advances.
Okay, last question to get you out of here. I'm curious about your approach. Do you have them treat this as a business as usual as you've gone along, or do you concede that maybe this feels a little different and things are a little different now?
No, I think it's a combination of both, and that's a cop-out answer. I apologise. But I think it's important that we enjoy it, and as I said, we've gone. My guys. I think, we talked a couple of days ago. Skylar Thomas, our captain, central defender, he did his official visit. We got beaten 5-1 at the SU soccer stadium. So I think it's important to remember that and reflect upon how far this group's come. Now, saying that, I do think we've still got the potential to have a lot of soccer left in us. And what has got us here is playing a certain style with a certain intensity. And I don't think we'll be looking to change that. So this week in practice, it's been about us. We'll find out, tomorrow night about a particular opponent. But we want them to enjoy it and to be playing this time of year. We've known the last couple of years we've been done at this time. We've been done for a couple of weeks by this stage of the season. So to be playing, we want to enjoy it, but certainly understand that we feel that there's a chance for us to put a good performance out on Sunday.
All right, Coach. Thanks so much for spending some time with us, and best of luck on Sunday.
Thanks so much, Adam.